You know that moment of panic when you're setting up a new AV
Oh,
system?
yeah, everyone knows that one.
Right, like maybe a wall-mounted TV or a ceiling projector, and you realize the standard HDMI cable isn't just a little too short. It's, well, it's physically incapable of doing the job.
You hit the HDMI
The
cliff.
HDMI cliff, exactly.
You get to about maybe 25 or 30 feet with standard copper, and suddenly you're just looking at digital snow.
Or the screen just goes completely black. And you can't just daisy chain a bunch of cables together and hope for the best.
No, the physics literally just do not work.
Right. So for this deep dive, we're looking at a workaround that completely bypasses HDMI cables for those long hauls. We're analyzing the Zenty ZT-496,
And we've pulled the specs and manuals from HDTV Supply for this.
who, by the way, have been in this game for 25 years.
Right, so they really know their infrastructure. The ZT-496 isn't just a simple cable, it's a full extender set designed to solve that specific distance dilemma.
And our mission here for you listening is to understand how we actually push a 1080p signal across a massive distance without losing audio fidelity.
Or introducing lag, which is the usual trade-off when you extend a signal.
Exactly. You usually sacrifice something. But looking at the ZT-496, the numbers are just aggressive.
They really are. It claims a full HD 1080p transmission up to 492 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 150 meters.
That is massive. That's not just across the living room distance. That's
server rack in the basement, TV on the second floor distance.
right. Or think of a large sports bar where the cable boxes are tucked away in some utility closet.
And the actual TVs are all the way out on the patio. And the secret sauce here is that it's not using HDMI for that massive run.
It utilizes HDBaseT technology over standard Cat5e or Cat6 cabling, basically Ethernet cables.
Which is such a huge logistical advantage.
Oh, for sure. Because running a thick HDMI connector head through a wall conduit, it's nightmare. It's a complete nightmare. But Ethernet is cheap, it's easy to terminate, and you can snake it right through drywall.
And with this unit, it's carrying uncompressed 1080p, plus it's not just video.
Right. I was looking at the audio specs, and it handles Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby True HD.
DTS 5.1 LPCM.
Yeah, so if you've got a fancy surround sound processor at the other end, you aren't getting instantly downmixed to stereo just because you used an extender.
Exactly. It keeps that home theater immersion completely intact. But you know what really stood out to me in the manual?
What's that?
It wasn't just the AV specs, it was the quality of life integration, specifically the power situation.
Oh, you're talking about the PC, power over cable.
Right. It features bidirectional P3.
Yeah.
Because think about a clean, wall-mounted TV setup. You usually have one and maybe two power outlets directly behind it.
And the very last thing you want is an expander receiver box that needs its own bulky power brick dangling behind the screen.
Exactly. So with this, you just plug in the transmitter at the source.
Like near your cable box in the basement.
Yep. And the receiver behind the TV actually draws its power straight through the Ethernet line.
It keeps the installation so clean. No extra power bricks. And that bidirectional feature applies to the control signals too.
It does. It lists bidirectional IR and CEC pass-through.
Which is essential at almost 500 feet. If your cable box is in the basement, your remote control definitely won't reach it through the floorboards.
No, but this system captures the IR command right at the TV, sends it down the Ethernet line, and blasts it to the cable box.
And the CEC pass-through means if I turn on my Apple TV or my PlayStation, the TV wakes up automatically.
It preserves that smart functionality even though the devices are literally rooms apart. It's all about making the distance invisible to the user.
Same goes for the ED management.
Right, the extended display identification data, the handshake.
Exactly. Because normally when you put a device in the middle of a signal chain, the TV and the source get totally confused about what resolution to use.
But the ZT-496 has ED pass-through, so it facilitates that handshake automatically.
The source knows exactly what the TV can handle, whether it's audio or video formats.
So you aren't stuck flipping tiny dip switches trying to get a picture to appear. It's truly a set it and forget it piece of kit.
That definitely seems to be the philosophy. And HDTV Supply backs that up with a 5-year Zenty warranty.
Plus, lifetime technical support on the unit.
Which is a really strong signal for commercial installers. If you're putting this deep into a client's wall, you don't want to be coming back in 6 months to replace it.
Reliability is everything in infrastructure.
So, bringing this back to you listening, the Zenty ZT-496 is effectively a long-range bridge. It takes your video, surround sound, power, and control signals and just pushes them 500 feet over a cheap Ethernet cable.
It solves the physical limits of HDMI perfectly.
And honestly, it makes you think about how we design our homes. We always tend to cluster our furniture around the TV wall.
Right, because that's where the cable outlet was installed.
It's a restriction we've just accepted.
We really have.
But if technology like this allows you to put the source anywhere and the screen anywhere, flawlessly connected by one thin wire behind the drywall.
Why are we still designing rooms around the outlet?
Exactly. It frees you to completely rethink the layout of a space. You can move the noise, the blinking lights, the
Completely out of sight. It's total decentralized design.
Something to consider next time you stare at a cable that's just a few feet too short. That's it for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening.